Hey, folks, welcome to Peaden for the Pine Forest Trojan Coaches Show. Man, we are getting ready for a big night here at Peaden's over here at 1600 MacArthur Road. We are brought to you tonight by Peaden's. So Peaden's Seafood and Catering, been here since 1972. If you're on the north side of town, come on out. Man, you could have, like I did, you could have some barbecue. I just sit there and watch my wife have some fried chicken. I had that last week, and man, that fried chicken, oh, like they say in fried green tomatoes, that's a good skull on that chicken there, baby. So my little girl just had catfish. The shrimp is good. The fish is good. The scallops are delicious. Just ask them. But you can get the house specials. But everything, whether you're looking to eat in, take out, you need something catered, Peaden's right here on 1600 MacArthur Road is the place to go. Have we got an action-packed show for you tonight? We're going to talk about the football game on Friday night as Pine Forest traveled up to Greensboro Dudley. Now, let me tell you, number 1 ranked Greensboro Dudley. So a win over a good team like Pine Forest has earned them the number 1 ranking in the state. So we'll talk about that game, which unfortunately was a loss. We got all kinds of things to talk about. Soccer was victorious last night over Hills. Yes, that is right, over Hills. They're actually playing tonight right now. They just kicked off at home playing at 71st. So hopefully if you're not here, you're watching us on your phone, because if you're watching us on YouTube, you can watch it on your phone, your tablet, your computer, throw it on the big screen. You can do all that. Sorry, I just want to make sure my mic was on now that I've gone this far into it. So soccer's doing well. They're in 3rd place in the conference. Volleyball didn't do as well yesterday against E.E. Smith. We'll talk a little bit about that. Tennis has had a big article in the paper, and I walked off and left it in the truck. We're going to get that during the break. Golf had a 3rd place finish at Gates 4 on Monday, and then cross country's got their big meet coming up on the 27th. The conference meet is going to be at Pine Forest. So we got Bill Sochovka coming on. We got Darryl Gerow coming on, the president of the Pine Forest Athletic Booster Club. After all, this is a Booster Club fundraiser. So if you want to know how to get involved, we're going to have him on. John Peaden's going to be on in our 4th segment. We got a couple of players that are going to be showing up. Practice is running a little bit late, so we don't have it quite as full as we normally do, but that's okay. If you're watching, you're in north side of Fayetteville, you come on out. There's plenty of time. There's plenty of food here. We're having a good time at Peaden's at 1600 MacArthur Road, our sponsor for tonight's Pine Forest Coaches Show. All right, so we're going to step out, take a break, come back, talk to the president of the Athletic Booster Club, talk to the head football coach, go ahead and talk all things athletics for Pine Forest and the north side. So from Peaden's, I'm Billy Mack, and we'll be right back.
Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com. Behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
We're back here at Peaden Seafood and Catering, our sponsor tonight for the Pine Forest Coaches Show. Thanks for tuning in. Again, lots of ways to watch. You can find us on YouTube. Of course, you can watch us on your smartphone, watch us on your tablet, your computer, the big screen. Take us with you anywhere you want to go because we are all things Pine Forest Athletics. Tonight, we are proud to host in the chair Darryl Gerow. Darryl is the president of the Pine Forest Athletic Booster Club. Darryl, man, welcome to the Coaches Show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, and thanks for doing this. I hope you have great success on this, and honored to be invited to participate.
Yeah, man, we want you folks here every night. Every Wednesday night as we're here. We did just get an update for the soccer game. The soccer game started early tonight. Started at 5 o'clock, so they did win 4-3. Is that what we were just told?
That's right.
So the soccer has won 4-3. They'll be back in action next Wednesday night. I don't know why they keep scheduling these things for Wednesday night because we can never get the soccer coach on. But they'll host E. Smith on Wednesday night, and then on Thursday night they got a big game coming up against Middle Creek, which should be a good game coming out of the Raleigh area. And again, the Pine Forest Trojans are in third place in the Mid-South Conference soccer standings. But Darryl, president of the Athletic Booster Club, how many members are on the Booster Club, and what are some of the activities that the club participates in for Pine Forest?
Well, let me start with the second one because that's the easiest one. Our main function really is to help the teams and the school offset some of those costs. I mean, what we really do is go out there and we raise money for all the different sports at the high school and try to supplement their equipment needs. We also, one thing that every athlete gets is the end of the year banquet, wherever they do it. Some have a cookout, some do it here. And we provide the funds for all the players and coaches. So if any mom got asked for money last year for their banquet, I'm just telling you, they pocket it because we provide that for them. We provide the plaques, the MVP plaques, whatever the coaches are going to give, we provide the plaques. And that's what we do for every single sport. And then each sport has different needs. Something we started this year is we had the sports coaches send a request of what they want. They fill out a request, they send it to the athletic director. The athletic director then vets all of those requirements. And then once he's done that, he sits down with me and says, okay, here is what I said they can get. And then I basically look at the budget and figure out what we can support. So a data point last year, we gave $25,000 back to the student athletes, the coaches. This year, we're on track for $30,000 that goes directly to the student athletes from the club.
That's awesome. That's just incredible that you're able to give that amount of money back to the students because that offsets, the football players being able to get good helmets, basketball players making sure they've got warm-ups. I mean, just anything and everything. Swimmers having flippers.
That's right. The
swim coach, you had to get rid of her.
I know, because she's asking for a lot of money.
She's now a tennis coach.
And then when she was a tennis coach, she was asking for a lot of money. So I know the Pine Forest tennis program this year got some great equipment. And one of the things we did this year, we've added to our budget, and we hope to make enduring, is $2,000 to go directly to the athletic department for uniform needs. So however the athletic director wants to use it, we built it in this year, and hopefully every year we'll build that into our budget so he can use it for uniforms or to help offset that cost. We can never cover it all, but whatever we can do to help any of the sports programs, that's what we're here for.
That's good. Here sitting here talking to Pine Forest Athletic Booster Club President Darryl Gerow. Darryl, how do you talked about the amount of money you raised, and that's incredible. How do you guys do that so that you can aid the student athletes at Pine Forest?
So our single biggest fundraiser is running those concession stands. Football, soccer, volleyball, baseball, baseball/softball, even every once in a while during track meets, we've had those. And that is really our number one generator, is running those concession stands. Something we started last year and the school gave us permission to do, and has been doing very well. If you drive down Andrews, you look along the soccer fence, and you see all those signs up there. Those are our corporate sponsors.
Yeah, I've got one sitting at my office that the football coach won't come get.
Okay.
Somebody said he was going to deliver.
Oh, now we're hearing from the football coach. We'll talk. The ones I haven't gotten.
They're right there.
Oh, now I've got the tickets.
Put it in your mouth.
Now we've got all sport passes. Well, see, I never saw them because you gave them to her. Anyway, Darryl, back to Darryl, back here at the ranch. So yeah, we've got the corporate sponsor.
Right, so
those signs look good.
We started that last year with the old athletic director. Kind of let us take that. I say let us. He let us. / we kind of took it over, and that's been doing well. Now that last year was our first year, so this year it's going back and reaching back out to all those different organizations, asking them to again support us this year. Because to be honest with you, that first year it's really a wash because we have to get the sign made. So when we do that, we look for an enduring commitment, at least a few years.
Right.
Because those subsequent years is when it really is just free chicken to the booster club.
And I helped you out because I paid for my own sign.
Yep, exactly. So this year, what we're also doing is we partner with the SGA this year. They designed a great homecoming specific T-shirt, and so the SGA. So if you know SGA, they're pre-selling T-shirts right now. We have a corporate sponsor for those T-shirts. I have a meeting with them tomorrow. They're going to help offset a large amount of that cost. And then at the homecoming game, what SGA doesn't pre-sell, then we're going to be sitting with the SGA, sitting out there selling those. And because we have a corporate sponsor willing to commit, that's going to be a large revenue stream for us. And we got permission to sell 50-50 tickets at the homecoming game. So this year, those are our big three efforts.
And that's great. How do people get involved if they want to be part? If they've got kids there, maybe they got kids that are gonna be there. Maybe they're at the middle school. Maybe they're at Long Hill. Maybe they're at Howard Hall. How do they get involved and become a member? And because I know as we were talking before we came on the air, you said you just need volunteers. And I've worked in the concession stand, man, and that was some of the funnest times I had ever had. The big rush comes at halftime, and you're slinging chicken sandwiches and pork chop sandwiches over there, and slinging pizza, and you get to see everybody. I always loved working that because everybody comes to the concession stand.
Yeah, that's really huge. So let me ask you your first question as far as how you can get involved. If you go to the Pine Forest High School website, there is a link to our email address. I can say it now, but no one's going to write it down. But you can go or just call a school.
Go ahead and say it. Maybe our producer over there can producer extraordinaire can throw it up on the screen.
Make sure I get this right. PFHS Trojans Booster at gmail.com. Or just call a school, and when you call a front office, I get an average 3 or 4 phone calls a week from the school that people contact about the Booster Club. As far as the concessions, particularly football this year, our new vice president is a professional chef up in Harnett County, and he's got big plans to expand the menu.
Wow!
This year, so we look forward to that. What a lot of people don't realize is if you volunteer in our concession stands, you can get volunteer hours for the graduation tickets. Now, I know a lot of sophomore parents aren't thinking about graduation right now, but it'd be awfully nice they volunteer now during their kid's sophomore year when they got their 10 hours per ticket. It's real easy. It's a few games. And then when their kids are playing varsity, they've got their graduation tickets. So volunteering those concession stands earns them volunteer hours that get graduation tickets, and they can start earning those sophomore year.
Very good. I'm thinking about my 5th grader and how much I've got to volunteer now to get all of those in. So we've got that. So you got football, the soccer. It was basketball.
Right now.
Because I know that the basketball is inside the school.
Right. So we do basketball. So right now we have 3 going on: soccer, football, both varsity and JV, and volleyball. Then, yes, during basketball, we have the concession open for basketball. Last year, during one of the wrestling tournaments, they had the concession stand open for that. But to open it, we need the volunteers. We need those parents to come give us a couple hours a month. That's it doesn't take much to open those. If they're not open,
can't make any money.
Coaches. If it's not open, we can't make the money. That's right.
And folks, remember, if they're not open, then the people that are there are going outside the school to spend money. So if you want to help the school out, give a couple of hours. I mean, you know, stop at Hardee's down there on Andrews Road and grab a biscuit. I'm sure Jimmy may open and, you know, give you a shrimp po' boy on the way over there. But, you know, allow the school, help the school to raise money so that the schools can compete on the highest level. And that's really what it's all about, is giving the athletes the tools they need to be successful on a consistent basis.
Yeah, each coach uses their money differently, and we try to be extremely transparent and open with all the coaches when it comes that time of the year of what the requirements are and what they need. And again, we like to hit that $30,000 mark this year of going back to the coaches, but that's only as good as we get that help to keep that money maker open. We, the board, we really control that sponsorship, those corporate sponsorship, and we've got a couple people knocking on doors to help us there. It's not hard to work in concession stand. One of us are usually there. If not, we'll set you up for success. We'll never let anybody fail.
Hey, I need an orange Gatorade and a slice of pizza. What? And a slice of pizza. I mean, it's pretty much that easy, right?
It is that easy.
I mean,
yeah.
If I can do it, folks, and this is before I got trained, anybody could do it. Now, you talked about the corporate sponsor. What's a corporate sponsor get when they come on board to support Pine Forest Athletic Booster Club?
All right, so we have two levels of corporate sponsorship. The first level, $325, and it gets you that beautiful 8-foot by 4-foot sign. What is nice that we started last year was you design a sign. It's not the standard green and gold that it has been. Whatever, if you have a certain logo, our family has purchased one, and we have all of our kids' names on there with their graduation years, to include my youngest is on there. So families can do that as well. For $325, we display that sign, and you get 2 booster passes. So they're good for all home games before playoffs. And for $400, you get 6 passes. That first year, again, that sign costs us about $300 to make. But that following year, they renew, and we've got 3 families on top of the corporate that have bought family signs and got all their kids, some old grads that have put their name on there in the year they graduated Pine Forest. So we call it corporate sponsorship, but we've got families and companies participating in that.
Very good. So if you want to get involved, is the email address still up, Jacob? It is still up, so hit them up, hit Darryl up there. Call the school. The number to the school is 488-2384. That's a 910 area code. Darryl, we want to have you back. We want to get all the members for the Booster Club out here. As you can see, this is a great time. There's some other coaches shows in the area, folks, but none of them are live like we are. You can't see them. You can see us. So if you want to participate, come on out, and we want to see you at Peaden's. Man, thanks for coming out.
Thanks
and
for having me.
Congratulations. I understand that you're getting ready to retire.
That's right. Yep.
Getting ready to retire, so thank you for 30 years of service in the military. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And, again, like to have you back soon.
I look forward to it.
So
Thank you
that's
very much.
Pine Forest Athletic Booster Club President Darryl Gerow. Again, we're coming to you live from Peaden's at 1600 MacArthur Road. 484-1972 is the phone number. 488-1972, excuse me. So whether you're looking for shrimp, fish, chicken, seafood, barbecue, we've had it all over here tonight. Come on out, whether you're looking to eat in, take out, or have a big catering job. They've got the big 18-wheeler out there. No job too big or too small for the folks at Peaden's Catering. When we come back, we're going to have head football coach Bill Sochovka talk about that tough loss last week at Greensboro Dudley, and then the upcoming conference season that starts this week at A.E. Smith. We'll be right back with the Pine Forest Coaches Show.
Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com. Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4 mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
Oh, that signal. Thank you. We're working with a producer tonight, and he just gave me this signal, and I missed it. So welcome back to the Pine Forest Coaches Show. We're here at Peaden's, 1600 MacArthur Road. Tonight's show is brought to you by Peaden's. So whether you're looking for take home, eat in, or need a big catering job, call Jimmy, Ricky, or John, and they'll be more than happy to talk to you. 488-1972 is the phone number here at Peaden's Seafood and Catering. It's my pleasure now as we're going to move into some football. I'm going to move this so Bill can see it because head coach Bill Sochovka, different atmosphere this week, man. We're coming in talking about your first loss of the season, a hard loss, man. I mean, you guys went up there and represented well. First, I want to say congratulations because you could go up there and against the now #1 team in the state, and it could have been a different story. But it seems like the kids really hung tough.
Well, we came out. If you look at the tape, let me back up. When the game was over, I didn't yell at the kids or get on them about the loss because I thought we hurt ourselves more than anything else. I think we had more turnovers in that game than the other two combined, the Lumberton game and Hogger game. So when we went back and looked at the tape, I actually became mad because we controlled the ball. 14-play drive, opening kickoff, really for the first quarter and a good part of the second quarter, we were with them step in step. We gave up a short field to them that set up a touchdown for them with 7-0, and then within like 2 minutes, the last 2.5 minutes of the second half, they capitalized our mistakes and they went up 21-7 on us. Even when we came out in the second half, we were still able to fight. Defense was playing fairly well. There were a couple of times that it could have really got ugly, where a lot more points would have been scored, and they held us. We just couldn't get it going in the second half.
Well, let's talk about the second quarter. It was 0-0 at the end of one. Then Dudley scores, and then they score again, so it's 13-0. But then you pull the one out of the back of the playbook. Now was that from who was there before you? The coach that was there before you, his name just escaped me. I played for him, and now I can't think of his name.
Dean Saffos?
Dean Saffos. Was the halfback option, was that out of Dean's book?
No, that was out of the good old playbook of Ohio State from Coach Wickham. He pulled that out.
So in case you weren't there, Willis Anthony finds Nate Graham on a halfback option that was good for 68 yards, a couple of deflections, almost the Plains miracle a la Auburn, but that gets you to 13-7,
right.
And from there they had a fake punt.
They had a fake
and then
punt.
They get a 50-yard touchdown pass to close out the first half.
Yeah, with about 4 seconds left in the half, and that just kind of took the wind out of this, and we came out. And then we came out in the second half. They got the ball. The only time that they really had a position where they're on the other side of the 50, and they drove. They took some time off the clock, but we held them. So they didn't score on that possession. We came back and we had some movement with the ball. I was really proud because we were moving the ball against a very good defense. We were getting 3 yards here, 4 yards there, 5 yards there. We just weren't making the correct reads in the passing game. And even then, their scoring after that was not necessarily where they took the ball and shoved it down our throat. It was just 1 or 2 real big plays, and that was it. So a little disheartened, but I guess the deciding thing is that, hey, they beat us and they jumped to 1 or 2 in the state.
Number one,
But
the
as I
poll
told,
just came out today.
and as I told the boys, I said, hey, we keep doing what we're capable of doing. We'll see that team again in playoffs.
And I believe so. You know, it was 21-7 at halftime. They scored a touchdown in the third quarter. Scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter. 35-7 is the final. Defensively, you know, looking at the stats, it looked like they were pretty good. They held you to 9 yards total rushing and 147 yards total offense. But you had 2 fumbles and an interception, which you hadn't had the week before. We talked about the bad F word last week, and I guess I'll jinx it because I'm not going to ever say it again. But 3 turnovers, it's kind of, and then the touchdown there at the end of the second quarter really seemed like that was the turning points in the game.
Well, the other thing was field position. We had I think 2 punts. I think one netted 1 yard, the other one netted maybe 5 yards. So that didn't help matters worse in that regards. And we had a couple bad snaps that, again, the punts weren't as far and they gave them a shorter field. Yeah, but you know, as we talked about before, even when we were, you know, we talked about the Purnell Sweat game, we weren't happy because we made mistakes and we won that game. You can't do that with a good team like Dudley or any team that we're going to see here from here on out, especially in the Mid-South Conference.
And we'll talk about that in our next segment. We talked about the quarterback, Hendon Hooker. He's going to Virginia Tech. How good is he? I haven't had a chance to see him play. I think we're going to see him this Friday night. How good is their quarterback?
He's long. He's got long legs. He's thick. He runs well. He reads that counter option, read option very well. The most impressive play for me was he threw a nice pass that brought the running back out of the backfield and dragged him across the middle, and he was able to sit in the pocket. We had good pressure on him. He just stepped up and threw it, and I think that was the last touchdown they had on us. But he's got good poise for a young man.
Best quarterback you've seen so far this season?
Next to mine, yes.
Well, of course, next to yours. You get to see him all the time. But yeah, the defense had a good game. Only 3 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. So you were getting the pressure on them, but you just weren't able to close the deal against the team on the road. And what do you take from that, and how do you build on that as we go into conference play?
Well, I think the biggest thing, as I said before, is how good we can be if we play our type of game and we don't make mistakes. We saw that against Lumberton. We saw that in the second half against Grays Creek. We saw that in the second half against Hoggard. And instead, we have the ability to score at will. We have the ability to play very good defense. And I was very proud of some guys even stepping up again. Friday night, we had a couple injuries where some young guys stepped up and helped us, so it didn't get too much out of control.
All right, that is kind of the recap on last week's 35-7 defeat at the hands of number 1 ranked Greensboro Dudley. When we come back, we're going to break down the conference opener this Friday night at E. Smith. The Trojans travel to D.T. Carter Stadium to take on the young E. Smith Golden Bulls. But when we come back, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what else is coming up with Pine Forest Athletics, and we're going to have the SGA president on here before the night's out. But we're at Peaden, 1600 MacArthur Road with the Pine Forest Trojans Coaches Show, and we'll be right back.
Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com. Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at Gates 4.
And good, welcome back. It's a good thing these mics aren't on during the break. We're having a good time here. We're at Peaden with the Pine Forest Coaches Show. Players, you having fun? Yeah. All right, got a bunch of players in here tonight. Josh Jensen, the SGA president, is going to be here. We tasked him with something last week, and I think we're going to have to give him a C, honey. I think Josh on his effort to get students here.
Well, I mean,
So-
he did. They were passing him out. Him and
They were passing him out, okay.
But again, we had
Good
the
effort.
soccer game going on tonight, so that's that was also a big part of that. Which
Good
they
effort.
won, right?
They did win 4-3, so we are good
And
there.
the young man sitting right there is scored winning goal, Kyle Dickerson.
All right, congratulations, Kyle Dickerson. That still leaves them in third place. And again, they got a game coming up next Wednesday night, the 28th, against E. Smith, and then the big game Thursday night, the 29th, is going to be against Middle Creek coming down from Apex. But we're here with Bill Sochovka. Bill, as we in the first season, non-conference play, move into the second season. You got to go to E. Smith. They're very young, 2-3 on the season. They lost last week to Hope County. Deron Donald in his first year as a head coach at any level. When you look at the Golden Bulls, and I know you've probably seen them on tape already, been breaking some plays down. What do you see when you look at them?
Well, you're right. They're young, but they're still the Golden Bulls. They have enough weapons in terms of athletes on their team that you can't overlook them. They are very capable of making big drives or big plays when they need to, and that's we just can't get passive with them. We got to play them like we're playing any other team. We can't look past anybody. And as I told the kids, I said, this is conference play. Your 4 wins you have don't mean anything unless you win wins in conference. And they understand. And I congratulate my team. I said, hey, we were 4-1 in non-conference. You won that first season. Now you got to win the second season, and that will take you to the third season.
That's exactly right, which is the playoffs, in case you haven't been following along there. But when we look at E. Smith, everything starts and ends with the quarterback, Xavier Bullock, the junior. He's 40 of 70 in passing for 590 yards. He's also rushed for 350 yards. We saw him against Terry Sanford earlier this season. He's got some speed, but he's a little bit of polish, needs some seasoning, but he still has that potential for explosiveness.
Well, I think it was probably a good thing that we did play Dudley last week to get used to that type of quarterback. But we're pretty quick up front with our defense. We have some very good team speed that I think a lot of people overlook, and I think we're capable of slowing him down and stopping him.
So that's good. They come in. They are 2-0 at home this season, so they've won both their games at home. When you look at what they do defensively, they're led by Maurice McLaughlin, Jerry Davis, Reginald Lloyd, very young. They start 8 juniors and 3 sophomores on defense. When you look at the schematics, how do they match up with what you want to do, and how can you take advantage of what they do that plays into your strengths?
They like to play a lot of different coverages, but mostly man coverage, so that kind of helps us. We like the matchups we have with our wide receivers on their DBs and even their linebackers. If we get off the ball as an offensive line and use our size, I think that's our advantage, as well as with the multitude of running backs we have in our run game, which is pretty effective, as we saw against Hoggard and Grace Creek in the second half.
You talked about the offensive line. That's not something we've really talked about in these so far this season. Tell us about who's on the offensive line and what makes them so good, because they've opened up holes for the running game, and they've given Julian Hill a lot of time to make some big throws back in the pocket.
Well, last year we had a lot of injuries that helped us for this year. We're starting Jaquez Hernandez, who played last year as a sophomore, junior. Holden Faircloth, who's a senior. Bradley Lintz, who's our center. Have 2 other sophomores, juniors, Elijah Robinson, who was a sophomore last year. Fred Potts, who unfortunately we lost for a couple of weeks. He tore his meniscus, but he was also a sophomore last year who played at Trinity. And then our backups are 2 sophomores. So we're young across the board, but they're seasoned because they had so much experience last year. And they've been together. Coach Porter was our O-line coach last year, did a great job of setting the foundation. He has since left us for a better job in South Carolina. And I'm the O-line coach, so I'm learning as we go. But
you don't look like you played a whole lot of O-line in your.
I was a pudgy kid, and I played center guard and tackle when I was in rec. And I couldn't make the weight, so a lot of times I didn't make the cut, so I had to sit out. But I had some good O-line coaches that worked for me or that I worked with, so I kind of borrowed some of those ideas. But I told them that even with the D-line, and the heart and soul of this team really starts with the offensive line and the defensive line. You can't go anywhere. You can't stop anybody without those boys in the trenches doing what they do.
That's exactly right. As we're here with head coach Bill Sochovka, that defensive line led by your son, Matthew Sochovka, has really been pretty dominant so far this season. They've been able to control what the other team has been able to do and really set the tempo and give the offense good field position, which has made the offense look really good.
Yeah, and even Friday night against Dudley, there were a lot of times that we put the defense in a bad situation. They came out, played tough, didn't give up the points, and put our offense back on. We saw that against Purnell Sweat. We also have a very good secondary, which is led by people like Bryce Dickerson, Nate Graham, Sturdivant, and twin Xavier Williams or Xavier, right? Yeah, Williams. And
we can't even tell them apart.
I can't even tell them apart, but that's when you think about our senior-heavy area. That's where, unfortunately, our graduation is going to hurt us next year. But those guys played as sophomores and played as juniors, so they're pretty seasoned there.
You talk about graduation. How's the JV looking so far? I know they played Dudley on Thursday night, and it seemed like that was a pretty good game, even though Dudley came out on top.
They played them pretty tough. Well, to be honest with you, we've taken 7 sophomore starters that are starting for us, so we kind of said they're up with us. Dominic Roberto, who starts a linebacker and running back for us. We had our backup quarterback, Phelan, and a couple other players who start for us on varsity. So if you had put them down there with them, they probably would be undefeated. But with that said, there's a lot of young 9th graders who very promising. They work very hard. I don't get too many gray hairs from them in terms of attitudes or behavior in the classroom. So
you're looking pretty. You're looking pretty good there. Keith Hernandez and Walt Frazier haven't been to see you. I see.
But
they don't come to see me either.
They did a really good job last week against Dudley. I mean, it was very close, and we were able to move the ball a little bit on them. Played very good defense because the year before was not pretty at all. I think it was like 52 to nothing, and carting people off in the ambulance. So it was a big difference. So we were really proud of the way they've been playing, and they're really young. They're more of a 9th grade team with some sophomores and a JV team.
We had guys that the sophomores were playing on the varsity, but most of the time you could figure that, as a freshman you're going to play on the freshman team, sophomore you're going to play on the JV, and then you're a junior, and then it's your time to shine. And, for budgetary reasons they've cut that out, and I feel like personally that kind of holds the program back a little bit because those kids don't get a chance to go up against kids that are their age and their size and at their level.
Well, a couple of years ago, people don't realize, and I'm sure somebody's going to correct me on this, but Dr. Harrison, when he was here, had pushed the envelope for us to, if they could afford it and if you had the numbers, to have a 9th grade team. And I think Southview had one. I think Jack Britt had one at the time. And other teams were going that route, and there was money in the budget to hire 2 coaches to be in 9th grade for each system to have a 9th grade team. But I think when that was pushed through, it was, of course, denied because there was not enough other schools having enough people. And that's going to be a big issue with people like Jack Britt and 71st when they go to the other conference. Scotland's got that. Richmond's got it. I think Coke has it. That's a world of a difference. I mean, like you said, you could get some people ready that when you come up, you're not rebuilding, you're just shuffling them up.
That's your reloading.
Yep.
So as we're talking about E. Smith, first conference game of the season, butterflies. Do the kids realize that the stakes have been raised when you go from non-conference to conference, or is it just the next game on the schedule for them?
No, they realize it because I've been telling it all week to them. But also this group realized, like last year, the potential we had, injuries. I'm kind of beating that dead horse. And we had Smith. Came back and beat him 21-20 last year, and we kind of felt that was hopefully a swinging point for our problems that we had before. And as I told them today, every game that you play from here on out is a playoff game. Every game that you play is so important to whether you play in November and December.
You got a couple of big games. You got Smith on the road, then you've got Jack Britt coming over to Harold K. Warren Stadium. So you're going to know here in the next couple of weeks where you guys stack up in conference competition.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago, 22 years ago, or how long I've been here, is that you can never look at a person's record in what they do in non-conference, how many losses they have, how many wins they have. When you play a Mid-South team, you have to get ready like you're playing first place team.
Best football in the state. A couple of keys to winning this Friday night in your conference opener.
Play the football that we're capable of playing, that we played in a couple of our earlier games, and we'll be okay.
All right, head coach Bill Sochovka, always a pleasure, man. We're here every Wednesday night at Peaden, 7 to 8 o'clock. Come on out and eat. Great seafood, great barbecue, deviled crab, fried chicken, hush puppies. Oh my gosh, and the sweet tea. Oh, make you slap your mama. Hey, but we're here at Peaden, so we want you to come on out. But thanks for tuning in. When we come back, we're going to have SGA president. We're going to have a couple of players. We're going to have John Peaden. We're going to go grab him out of the kitchen and talk about the Peaden's legacy as we are here. And I'm being told to continue to go on. Oh, okay. We're being told to hurry up. So I missed what this meant. I thought I was crazy. Because I am crazy. But, hey, we're at the Pine Forest Coaches Show. We'll be right back.
Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com. Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
And we're back here at Peaden, 1600 MacArthur Road. Again, folks, if you want to see the show, you got to show up, because it's what goes on between the commercials that really is what the fun stuff is here at the Pine Forest Coaches Show. Brought to you tonight by Peaden's Seafood and Catering, 1600 MacArthur Road. Whether you're looking for seafood, barbecue, chicken, whether you're looking to eat it here, take it home, or get a big 500-person meal catered to you, Peaden's can handle it all. My next guest here is the SGA president, Josh Jensen. Man, Josh, welcome to the Coaches Show.
Thank you for having me.
I know you were here last week, so how do you get elected to be SGA president? I mean, did you have to run? I mean, is it a smear campaign like Hillary and the Donald are going through like now? I mean, are you talking bad about people?
No, sir. It was not a smear campaign. We had the student body vote on people, and we had to say a speech, and then the teachers, the principal, and other staff had their say in it as well. So
it's a popularity contest. I'm kidding with you. I'm kidding with Josh here. Josh comes from a nice lineage. His brother Jake is now playing at Wingate.
Yes, sir.
Who's a preseason all-conference team there. His mom has been here the last couple of weeks. I don't see her here tonight. She may be out playing some baseball. Oh, Dad's here. All right, Dad, way to go. Dad's back over there. So we're representing. But tell us about things that are going on within student government at Pine Forest for the folks that what do those kids do all day, and what does the SGA do? So as the president of the SGA, what's your number one responsibility?
Our number one priority as of right now is to bring the students in the school and the community a lot closer together, because we need a bit more sense of unity. We're just – the SGA isn't as together with – I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, so when you say the community, so the business community, getting the parents involved.
Yes, sir.
So you interact with the parent-teacher organization or the parent-teacher association. I'm sorry, I don't know which one it is. And there's another one I've seen out there on a billboard. But you work with them, but you work to make sure that the students are represented.
Yes, sir.
And you're kind of a liaison between the administration and the students.
Yes, sir.
So you've got a big fundraiser coming up. Tell us about the homecoming activities. I heard how rowdy homecoming can be. So tell us what's planned for homecoming, because you're playing your big rival, Cape Fear, and what could be a showdown for first place in the football conference.
Yes, sir. We have lots of stuff planned for homecoming. We have a parade that's going on in the morning. We have a dance the week before so that we can raise funds. We're selling T-shirts for homecoming. If students want to buy them, we're pre-ordering them as of right now during lunches, and then during the game, the Booster Club and Mr. Gerow will be selling them there.
Do you have a XX Slim?
I think we might.
You think you might? Because I need a XX Slim. I think you like that, don't you? You never know what's going to happen up here. So you got the T-shirts, floats. How can so does each club do a float? Does
Yes,
each
sir.
grade do a float? Each
class
team?
and along with each club gets their own float.
Have you ever done a float before?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever won?
Yes, sir, I have.
What did y'all win last year?
The class of 2017 had won last year. Yes, sir.
2017. When do you? Oh, that's next year.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting old. Class of '85 sounding pretty old, isn't it, Bill? What were you class of? 87. So he's younger than I am. So sitting here, we're talking about with Josh Jensen, SGA president at Pine Forest, talking about all the things that are going on. What's the most stressful part about being SGA president?
The most stressful thing would probably be having to delegate tasks, because we do have a lot going on, especially during homecoming. So there are some things that are not all the time top priority, and I have to make sure that everything gets the same amount of attention, because everything is just as important to a different person.
So you got committees that help you.
Yes, sir.
What's the best committee to be on?
The best committee to be on?
What's the one everybody wants to be on?
Probably the dance.
The dance
Everybody
committee.
wants to be a part of the
You're
dance.
we were watching Back to the Future the other night. Are you going to have the Enchantment Under the Sea dance?
No, sir. We're having a rave theme.
Rave.
Yes,
Okay. You can't share anything, or would you have to kill me?
It'll be in the cafeteria on, when is it? October 7th, 8th, October 8th.
Saturday.
Yes, sir.
You know, the coach isn't going to be there because he's going to be at USC watching Lamont Galliard for the University of Georgia play at the Gamecocks. Are we still going? Okay, the ladies are driving. Yeah, Sheila and Mandy are driving, and Bill are sitting in the back seat. Oh, Matt's going to drive. Oh, even better. Even better. Getting better all the time. Well, back to the show here. Told you it's going to be more like Letterman than 60 Minutes. What do you? How can the community get involved to help you with homecoming to make sure it's the best one ever?
Donations are gladly accepted. That's a big thing that could help us because fundraising is always
So
something that we
cash,
need to
time,
do. Yes, sir.
materials.
Volunteering also helps as well.
So how can they get up with how can they volunteer with the SGA if they're in the community? They just call the school and say, hey, I saw this good-looking kid on the show that this wild guy was doing. But yeah, seriously, how do people get in contact with the SGA so that they can get involved and help? What's the number to the school? 488-2384. And they're going to put that up on the screen for us because we've got Jake from State Farm and his khakis over there helping us today. But no, man, we just want to say congratulations to you for being SGA president. Where are you going to school next year?
Hopefully UNC Charlotte.
Hopefully you want to be a 49er.
Yes, sir.
All right. And the colors, you don't have to change your wardrobe because aren't they green?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that sounds good, man. Well, you're welcome anytime. Please get more students here. We want the students here. We want this to be after Sunday, we want this to be the best hour of their week. They can come up here and they can eat and they can have fun. We want cheerleaders. We would love to be back in the party room because then we can have a party.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bring more.
Very good. All right, we're going to take a quick break, a 1-minute break, 2 commercials, and then we're going to come back and we're going to have Bryce Dickerson on, and we're going to talk about something that he's got going on, and then we're going to see if we can get John out of the kitchen to come and talk to us. We're at the Pine Forest Coaches Show at Peaden, 1600 MacArthur Road. We'll be right back.
Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com. Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
And here we are back at Peaden's for the Pine Forest Coaches Show as we continue on the road to wherever we're going, because with me in charge, there's no telling at all. But I'm joined now by senior defensive back Bryce Dickerson.
How you doing?
That was y'all's cue to clap. There we go. There we go. They're a little slow here. Everybody's been to school all day. They've been to practice. Bryce, what's the best thing about playing for Coach Sochovka?
Well, to me, he's like a second dad, I've known Matthew, his son, since probably first grade. So I'm always around his house or something like that, and he's always taking care of me. I slept over at his house all the time. So.
Do they have good food over there? Because I see his mom on Facebook always with a food post. I mean, have you noticed that? I mean, you're not on Facebook. Always with a food post. Come on, Sheila. I mean, I'm already.
Yeah.
Do they have good food? I mean, is it steaks and like shrimp,
Usually, yeah.
lobster?
And in the morning, she cooks a big breakfast all the time. So
What time do y'all usually eat, man? Because I could come over and eat a good big breakfast. Let's talk some football, man. You've had a good season so far. You guys have really been able to shut down the other team's passing game. You know, again, you played number 1, Dudley.
Yes, sir.
But you guys have really come together and gelled as a unit. And we've talked to Coach Sochovka. A lot of that was formed last year when players got hurt and they had to go through rehab together. And you guys really have bonded, and it shows this year.
yes, sir. Well, the thing is, everybody getting hurt and stuff. We just wanted to come back and be better, especially being our senior year. We wanted another chance because last year we didn't get that chance. Everybody getting hurt. And we just grown together as a family this year. You know, last year we weren't so much of a team as we are now, so we're just coming back bigger and better.
Up to this point, who's the best receiver you've had to defend?
That's I'm not sure.
Wilmington Hogger, Dudley, Grace Creek,
Probably
Purnell Sweat, who just beat Jack Britt.
who I had to go against Dudley.
All right, that's good. Who's the best defender on the defensive side of the ball, other than you, of course?
Probably Matthew. He makes big plays for us in the backfield. So if we can shut down the receivers, he'll make the sack and we'll be good.
So you talk about that. Is it your coverage that allows them to get the sacks, or is it their pressure that allows you to get the interceptions?
Well, it's more of both. You know, sometimes it is a coverage sack for us, but Matthew and the other DNs can make good plays and get in the backfield and stop them. So all around, it's all good.
So this week you got E. Smith. Have you seen them on film already?
Yes, sir.
What do you got to do to shut down their quarterback, Xavier Bullock?
Just the same thing we've been taught all year, just getting our hands on them, shutting down the receivers, and the defensive line will do their job, and we'll be all good.
That sounds like you got a prediction for this weekend?
I predict we're going to win.
You predict you're going to pain.
Yeah.
Pain. I predict pain for E. Smith Golden Bulls. If you don't know, that's a Rocky reference. Mr. T, I predict pain for you, Balboa. Going forward, you're a senior this year. You're looking to go into school somewhere next year?
Yes, sir. Few colleges have been looking at me so far, like Davidson and Pembroke.
Davidson's a great school.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know that's one of the most expensive schools in North Carolina?
Yeah.
I believe I would take that. Of course, Pembroke's fun, too. Just ask my wife. She went a semester. It's true. I mean, I'm not saying – y'all think I'm picking on her. I'm just telling the truth. As you move forward, is your senior year – you know, you've been going to school. You've been doing all these things for 12 years, having to get up. Now that you're here, are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying going through the senior year and everything that comes with being a senior football player and a starter on the football team and kind of at the top of the school?
Well, yeah. Mostly right now I'm more focused on football and stuff, but I'm feeling good about this senior year and getting ready for college.
You play any other sports?
I run track too, so.
Which event?
I do 100, 200, 4x1 relay and 4x2 relay, and I long jump.
So did you watch the Olympics?
Yeah, yes, sir.
What about Usain Bolt? Is that just insane?
Yeah, he's
Usain?
amazing. Yeah.
What makes him so good?
Got to be his work ethic and just knowing, like, just not letting anybody beat him. So.
And plus being 6'6" and having a stride of 10 feet.
Yeah, and genetics.
So very good, man. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on, Bryce. Good. Wish you success this week going up against E. Smith and then back at home next week against Jack Britt. So as we wind down on the Pine Forest Coaches Show, let's talk about a couple of things. One, soccer. Congratulations on you winning. I guess we're going to get John on for real quickly. So swap out the microphone with the cook, and we're going to get the cook on. Bryce, Dickerson. Come on, Dale Jr. Dale Jr. We got the man, the myth, the legacy, John Peaden, coming out of the kitchen. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Good to see you.
We had some of that good food earlier, man. I had the barbecue. My wife had the chicken. Man, y'all got a good skull on that chicken, Bo.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Fried shrimp. People that are out there watching, of course, it's all Northsiders. But what do they need to know about Peaden's that I haven't already told them? What's the best thing about working here for your dad and uncle?
Well, best thing about working with them is, I mean, they're family. I mean, we all get along great. I mean, they're like my buddies out there.
So you're third generation. Your grandfather started it back in 1972.
Yes, sir.
So you've grown up in the kitchen. What was your first job here at Peaden's?
First job, Dad had me standing on top of a milk crate dipping coleslaw. So that was the first job in the kitchen, and then he'd take me on different catering jobs.
What's the biggest catering job you? Because they got the big 18-wheeler out there. They got the pull-behind trailer. They got the little smoker. So I mean, they've got the party room here. We're in one hall. There's another hall behind this, so you guys can really accommodate just about any size group that anybody could come up with.
Oh yeah, parties of 25 to 2,500. We're well equipped to handle it. We did a job for Cape Fear Valley Hospital a few years ago, and that was upward near 4,000 or 5,000 people. And we were able to do that for them. So
that's a lot of barbecue.
A lot of barbecue.
A lot of chopping.
Yes, sir.
A lot of shrimp, man.
Yeah.
A lot of shrimp. I mean, if you've never been out here to Peaden, 1600 MacArthur Road, there's pictures all over the wall that kind of chronicle the build up and where you guys are now. So generals are on there, chiefs of staff. I mean, you guys have really catered from me to the top of the food chain.
Yes, sir. We've always had a good relationship with Fort Bragg. They're our next-door neighbors. I mean, we do hail and farewells for them all the time. Anything on base that we can do for them, I mean, we're ready. They just give us a call.
Just give them a call. And what's that phone number?
488-1972.
1972. So, man, we want to say thank you for being our sponsor tonight here on the Pine Forest Coaching Show, as well as you hosting this crazy bunch every Wednesday night. We kind of got our own room in here now, but if my wife and I were out here exactly a month ago tonight on another rainy night, we were kind of sitting here going, man, we could do this. We asked you. You said, yeah, we think we can do it. We called Bill. Bill said he's in. Next thing you know, a week later, we've got a show, and we got a home, man, and we just want to say thank you for hosting us and being able to put this on and bring this Northside family together.
Well, you're welcome, and we're thrilled to have you out here, and we hope that the show grows, and I hope to see Billy Mack on Sports Center one day.
Hey, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
That's right.
Hey, and that's going to wrap up the Pine Forest.
Not yet, one more thing.
Oh, we got one more thing. Well, hold on here.
We got
Hold on.
So, we got to sing happy birthday because somebody's turning 50 on Friday.
Oh, man.
So, can you help me sing happy
My
birthday?
wife's a little excited about me turning 50.
Yeah, 'cause I'm not there yet.
Because I get my AARP card and I would get 10% off everywhere we go. That's what she's really excited about.
So, can you help me by singing happy birthday?
You start going to KW, right?
Are y'all ready?
Early.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Billy. Happy birthday to you.
Woo! Hey, one of the best things about turning 50 is that means her mama is right behind me because her mom is going to be 50 over there too, who I graduated high school with in 1985 from E.E. Smith High School. So, hey, that's going to wrap it up, man. Thank you all for singing happy birthday to me. It's been a great week so far. Again, soccer coming up next Wednesday night at E.E. Smith. At home. Soccer is at home. Football's at E.E. Smith. Volleyball's at home on the 27th against Southview. Tennis is at Jack Britt on the 22nd. Tennis is at home on the 27th against Southview. So you can get a 2-for-1. You can get volleyball and tennis at the same time. And then golf is going to be at Stryker on the 26th. And then cross country on the 27th has got the Mid-South race at Pine Forest High School. So for John, for Bill, for Bryce, for Matthew, for Josh, and for Darryl, thanks for tuning in. For our new intern, our new executive intern producer, Jake from State Farm, I'm Billy Mack. We look forward to seeing you next week right here from Peaden Seafood and Catering.